Welcome to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio, bringing baby boomers proven strategies and innovative products for getting fit, staying fit, so you can live a longer, healthier, and happier life. Here's your host, best-selling author and fitness advocate, Phil Ferris.
This is Phil Ferris, and welcome to our show. Never Too Late for Fitness Radio provides answers and straight talk about fitness, nutrition, and healthy lifestyles for people over 50. Our goal is to educate and advocate health and fitness strategies that help you to live a longer, healthier, and happier life. On some shows, we feature everyday people like you and me who have acted and reclaimed their health and fitness. We all love a success story, especially if the person is facing the same challenges we are. Hearing real success stories helps inform, motivate, and inspire us to live a healthier life. On other shows like today's, we focus on health and fitness industry professionals who share how they help their clients who are over 50 achieve their goals. My guest today is Shawn Bork, a certified personal training at Equilibrium Personal Training in Barrington, Illinois, where he's been a trainer for a little over a year. He got a certification from NASM for 4 years with a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology from Indiana State University. He's been a chef for 9+ years, creating and crafting meals based on a client's needs or restrictions. He has been a nutritionist through AFAA for 2 years, giving clients consultation on how to eat better and what to eat. Shawn was born in Wisconsin, which would not make sense because officially he's been spent the last 4 years as a whole food plant-based vegan, and he doesn't like the Packers. Shawn got up to 220 pounds in college and got back down to 160 pounds in September of 2019 for a Physique Competition. He also runs a small meal prepping company called Essential Kitchen, which is the first Mexican-inspired WFPB meal plan business in Cook County. Thank you, Shawn, for being on the show today.
I appreciate it, man.
Okay, to begin with, can you talk a little bit about Equilibrium Personal Training and describe the types of people over 50 with whom you work?
Yes. So I work at Equilibrium Studio. It's a personal training studio right off of 14 in downtown Barrington. It's a small private studio. It's only by appointment only. So you only meet with the trainer when you're meeting there. It's got state-of-the-art equipment. You got your cardio equipment. We have, 2 parts. We have a garage and we have a front room with lots of free weights, a bunch of different stuff. There's bathrooms there. There's also a little mini yoga room in there too. So it's a nice little studio to get away from the day-to-day of just going and working out and making it fun. And this is what Equilibrium is about. I've been there for a little over a year now. And some of the people that I work with is I have a 64-year-old swimmer who was nationally qualified back in his early 20s. And I've been working with him for about 4 to 6 months right now. I have a 72-year-old woman that I've been working with. She kind of got some balance stuff that she really wants to work on with her age is what she's come to Equilibrium looking for. And then I also have a 54-year-old woman who is from Texas, who moved from Texas to here, kind of gone, let the COVID stuff come to her, and she wanted to find a personal trainer that would help her get right back into the groove of things. So these are kind of the 3 main clients that I have as of right now that are over 50. So
what are some of the unique aspects of working with a population over 50?
I would say the biggest thing is that they know that they need to make a change, right? They know that their bodies are going through different than they were back in their 20s. So they have a little bit more commitment, I would say, than some, kids that are in their 20s or 30s. They're really looking for the ultimate, the little package, right? You got your nutrition and you got your fitness. These things kind of go hand in hand. So the unique thing about this is that they're coming not just looking for a workout, they're looking for change, quick change. And they're also looking for how can they get better about their eating habits, because they used to do it when they were younger and they want to see some, bigger changes now. So this is one thing. And the other thing too is, like I said, with their body being different, balance might be an issue. Strength might be an issue. Endurance might be an issue. These are things that we like to address. first and foremost. And this is kind of the things that we program when we do monthly programs for our clients.
So talk a little bit about how you adapt a program to the specific needs of your population, of your clients, whether it be balance issues or lack of strength, or it could be, I'm 70, almost 72, and I've got no cartilage in one knee. I've had back surgery, knee surgery, wrist surgery, all sorts of things. And so there's an awful lot of things I have to do to adapt my workouts so that I can get them productive. And I've worked with a lot of different trainers that have helped me do that. So what do you do with your clients to make sure that you're doing something that, I know that one of the biggest issues that people have or concerns people over 50 have is, I don't want to get hurt working out. So What do you do to help them get results, which means push their body, and without putting them in danger or jeopardy in terms of injury?
Well, I would say I am very keen on the fact of form. And this is what Equilibrium is really good about, is we are constantly eyes on the client at all times, making sure form is down to the T. We usually will demonstrate the exercise first. So this is what I do with mostly every single client, is if it's something that they have not done before, or maybe they've done before, but they need to refresh, I'll do that first. And then I will usually do visual cues or verbal cues or something like this. And I'll just make sure that their body is moving in the right direction. So form is first. Second is just making sure that if they don't want to get hurt, that we're starting with stability and mobility exercises, right? We're holding exercises for 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. We're doing stuff that's going to create the stability first, and then your body can move better. Without that prime mobility and stability in your body, you're not going to move the way that you want it to, right? Or the way that your body is designed to. So I'm very picky on form with my clients, and I'm also making sure that we address this. The first month of the programs that we're doing is going to be very slow and kind of, we're going to get our cardio in, we're going to get our endurance, we're going to hit a little bit of weights here. But the biggest thing is creating symmetry between the body. Left and right side has to be even. We can do this. We create a better long-term success for the client.
Okay, great. What are some of the biggest misconceptions that people may have about working with a personal trainer?
One is that they're just going to kick your butt and let you walk away. This is it. The clients think that they just come in and get a workout, and then they're going to be sore for 3 to 5 days later and not want to come back for a second workout. The one thing I'll address with that is I never let my clients leave without stretching them first. I think if I remind them, hey, we worked on your shoulders today, we did some upper body stuff, let's do these stretches before you go to bed tonight. More than likely, I'd say 100% of the time, it just forgets, right? We have dinner, we have kids, we have something like this. So I leave the client making sure that they're sore because they worked those muscles, but not sore to the point where things are hurting because we stretched there. So this is one thing. The second misconception is that women come in saying, Mr. Shawn, I don't want to get all bulky on you. And this makes me laugh, because in order for women to get truly bulky, even at 50 or younger, you have to commit lots of things, right? You have to do really calorie strict diet plan. You have to work out 6-7 days a week. You have to do heavy weights consistently. These are things that we never touch base on. We make sure diet's an important factor of our fitness regimen, but we don't go heavy on the weights. We don't go super strict on the calories to cut down, making sure that protein's super high, trying to get bulky. So those are the biggest two. And I would say that the last one is that it takes forever to see results. Everyone thinks that they're going to get instant gratification from working with a trainer. And if they think that it's going to take, 8 months to a year, they're not as excited about it as if they can, accomplish this in a month or two, right? So the misconception with this is, think about how much time it's taken for you to get good at your job, right? Your craft, what you're really good at. It takes a long time to do this. For me, I've only been training for about 4.5 years. I feel like I've been training for longer, but I continue to want to train for the rest of my life because this is my passion. And these are things that are going to help me grow also with my clients. So referring them to saying, hey, life is a journey. Things take time. We need to go slow and not rush things, because this is how people get hurt. This is how we don't get clients at equilibrium. This is how ATI and physical therapy gets their clients, stuff like this. So not to bash on anybody, but this is kind of what my focus point is. So the women getting too bulky, we make sure that we never hit too heavy of the weights, knowing that it's not going to take too long. We really focus on, hey, each month we're doing a different program. You're going to see changes each month. We're going to do measurements. If you want to do measurements, we're going to see different changes in the way that you can hold things longer. Your endurance goes up if you're running. You're doing a little bit heavier weight, maybe by 2.5 pounds, 5 pound weight increments, but nothing to the point of we're doing a competition here, right? So.
Yeah, that's a great point I want to address it, because a lot of people, they finally say, okay, I got to do it. I've seen the ad somewhere of someone that lost 60 pounds in 2 months, and we used to have the Biggest Loser, and they thought, oh my gosh, that's marvelous. I want to do that, and they don't realize that that the shows, it was week to week as they showed it, but it may have been 2 months between when the person's they saw them last. And so there's a distortion of reality, which is designed to get people to, I want to do this, I want to do it now. So what are some of the things that you do to keep me saying, all right, whoa, this may take longer, but we still have to give them enough rewards that make them say, well, this is worth it. Because if I'm just going in and a month from now, I'm at the same point I was before, why did I do that? So what are the things you use to help people recognize that they are making the changes, even though they're incremental, as opposed to this quantum leap that people want, overnight success? Right.
Well, I would say I'm a big cheerleader for them. I cheer them on along the way, every exercise, even if they're on the floor doing a plank, right? I'm down there with them doing the exercise, cheering them on, giving them the faith that they can do this, right? And usually I will, if it's a new exercise or an exercise they've done for, a month now and they're getting better and better at it, I will explain to them in detail what they did the first time we did that exercise compared to what we're doing now. You're getting lower on your squats, your shoulders are opening more, we're getting that little bit more mobility. So little things where I can just physically tell them and show them, they will notice when they start to be like, you know what, actually, you're right. I do see this little bit of difference. So I would say being a cheerleader for them is super important. And then just making sure that you're always texting them or communicating with them outside of the gym to make sure that they're looking forward to the next session, that they know that they're going to continue to see progress. So I'm always, chatting with my clients outside of the gym, making sure that even on the weekends, I don't touch base with them on Sundays. I let them have their own day like this. But Fridays and Saturdays or days that I'm not training with them, I love to just check in and make sure that they're taking care of their body, eating, stretching, doing the workouts that they're homework for them. I create homework assignments. Basically, I'm a teacher for them. So I'm a cheerleader and a teacher for them. And this is what really, I think, helps my clients, stay motivated the whole time. So
tell me a little bit about the type of homework assignments you might give someone.
So this is not addition, subtraction, stuff like this. So, like with homework, it comes down to, I have a guy that plays golf twice a week. And one of the big things that he wanted to address is his endurance. So the one way that we did this was he would have to do yoga for the first month because he was really, really tight. He was really, really sore. We had to open things up. And then now he used to tell me he used to do half marathons and just little mini runs here and there. So for his homework assignment is twice a week, he is either going for a light jog one day and the next day he's going for a little more high intensity run. He's actually 49, so he's just on the cusp of being 50. So this guy will do cardio twice a week. This is his homework assignment. The 72-year-old woman, she has homework assignments. Either I'll send her videos. I'll film myself doing exercises to have her replicated at home if she forgets. And then also I will send them a little cheat sheet of typing up notes for them. This is the exercise. You're doing a plank. You're doing 3 sets of 10. This is how you set up for this. I print it out for them. I meet with them at the end of the workout. I say, this is what you're going to do later this week. Because if we touch lower body one day and I only see them once a week, they got to take care of the full body, right? This is how you master your full body workouts. Their homework assignment is going to be, based on things that they've done inside the gym. I don't want to give them something new that they don't even know if the form is right or anything like this. because this leads to injuries, and this leads to them kind of being a little bit less motivated come to the next workout. So this is my homework assignments.
Good. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, because it is very few people that I know work with a trainer 5 days a week. That they work with them once or twice, and then in between they have to do other things as part of their overall fitness program. And I always look at it as a trainer as really the educator that teaches you about your body so that you can make it move better.
Exactly.
And so that's, how do I learn to do this? Otherwise, I am dependent on that trainer. Though I know some people that have worked with trainers for 5-10 years. And that's because they said, if I didn't have the trainer, I wouldn't go to the gym. And that's just
that's a lot of people.
That's their motivation. And they just say, I know it because if I don't have it, I don't have an appointment. And that's just, they understand that they're pressure prompted based on, an appointment. So if that's what allows you to have the habits to stay fit and healthy and live a longer life, then more power to you. Other people, they learn what they need to learn, and they say, hey, I got it, man. I've got all your notes. I'm ready to go off on my own. And then they keep on doing what they've learned. So that's, different strokes for different folks. So tell me, Shawn, how would someone know if they were a good candidate for working with you?
So I have this little slogan that says, get fit in the gym, lose weight in the kitchen. And I am a nutritionist as well as a personal trainer. And the big thing that I would say is, if someone's wanting to work with me, they want to at least know that they're going to have to fight both battles. They're not going to just come to me looking for a workout regimen, and this is going to be the only way that they're going to see the results. They're going to have to see that we're going to have to figure out some small changes we can make, whether it's another cup of water a day, whether it's one fruit a day for breakfast, that they have to understand that losing weight in the gym is from cardio and weight training, but losing weight from the kitchen is also very, very important to me. This is the one thing that I practice the most. All my clients know that I'm constantly reminding them about nutrition, as well as while we're in the gym. At the end of the workout, we'll talk about nutrition, but it's being transparent with them, saying, hey, I'm not just going to give you a workout and this is the only thing that you're going to see success with. You're also going to understand how to take care of your body inside out with food that you're eating too. Because if you don't have one aspect of it, you're actually missing out on the other aspect of it. You're only kind of seeing half the results that you can. So this is one aspect to it. And the other part is just that they want to have fun. They don't want to think that personal training or working out has to be a drag and has to just be this thing where they just show up, get their butt kicked, and go about their day. I want them to know that they're always going to have fun with me. I'm always going to, like I said, be a cheerleader for them, make sure that they're really excited about this. And if they're not super excited yet, after about a month or two, they will start to understand why I'm so passionate about this stuff.
Okay. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what information do you provide people about nutrition? Do you have a specific either program or approach that you take with people so that they make the changes they need to make with their diet and nutrition?
Yeah. So my approach is just like I do with personal training, is day by day, week by week, month by month. So I kind of start from the month and then draw it back, just like with a monthly program. Let's say the client wants to, drop 10 pounds over the course of the next few months, right? We're going to outline this big program, this big change of what they want to do with their diet. Let's say they're skipping breakfast and they're having decent lunches and then dinners are okay. So what we're going to do is we have this whole 4 to 6 month plan of let's figure out how to get our diet down, right? So we're going to draw that back to week by week. What can we do each week? Okay, so the first week, we're going to just have breakfast. It doesn't matter what you're eating at this point, as long as it's breakfast. As long as you're eating breakfast every day, your body's taking in these calories in the morning, you're creating consistency, you're creating this healthy habit for yourself. And then we create it day by day. Once you've gotten that first week down and you're getting breakfast in, then the next week is day by day. We're going, okay, what is a good breakfast option, right? What can you have? I have a guy that the 64-year-old, he doesn't like to eat bananas, right? And I'm a big proponent of using bananas as a pre-workout source, or they're just a healthy fruit for me. If he can't eat bananas, what can he go to? So I have to approach this literally as a customized plan for everybody. I kind of take it day by day, week by week, month by month. So we draw out the month. This is what we want to accomplish by the month through nutrition. We want to have a better breakfast option. We want to have a few breakfast options week by week, how we were going to get to that point. And then day by day, what are we going to do that's going to help us get there? And then this is also comes in with, I have my clients give me feedback, right? So if I see them on Monday and then I maybe see them another time that week or the following week, and we went over breakfast, if they didn't like breakfast, their body wasn't sitting well with breakfast, we're going to have a little feedback. They're going to give me a review. Okay, what worked this week? Okay, their bananas, not an option for me. Oats, not an option for me. We're going to kind of put down a little guideline, a little cheat sheet for them of this is the foods that we're trying to design for you for breakfast that are going to optimize your day, give you a nice boost for the energy. And then we're going to see if this is going to be an option. If we don't have this as an option, we're going to continue to address this week by week.
Okay. And what do you have an overall philosophy around food in terms of how often you should eat? I mean, there's some intermittent fasting. We've got people that are eating every 2 hours. What is do you have a basic philosophy that drives your recommendations?
Yes. So my biggest philosophy, and this is coming back from me being born in Wisconsin, so kind of contradicting to what how I live. I live a whole foods plant-based lifestyle. So technically it's considered vegan. And I know that everyone's not going to be considered go on a vegan journey for themselves, but whole foods plant-based simply just means whole foods, right? We're not going to the whole food store or something like this. Whole foods means that what you're cooking with and what you're eating is all the whole foods. You're not eating processed sugars. You're not using any oils. You're not doing any of these things. So if you're eliminating these things, your body is going to optimize itself. You don't need to take supplements. You don't need to take these extra things to help with your body if you can actually somehow adopt some sort of whole foods diet. Now, in the plant-based style, the reason why I approach this and the philosophy is this is because I used to weigh 220 pounds myself, and now I weigh about 160, 165. And this is what's really helped me. And I know that with my clients looking for weight loss, some sort of journey towards this path might help them somehow.
Okay. And there's a lot more evidence about that you can build muscle with plant-based diets. And, there's a lot of misnomers out there about it. But if someone doesn't want to be vegan, you don't say you have to. It's about it's adapting their eating habits to be more in line with what's going to get them to meet their goals.
Right. And I break it down like this. So let's say, they're eating chicken and their eggs for breakfast and stuff like this. I usually just kind of blankly look at them in the face and I'll say, hey, what are you eating along with that chicken for dinner, right? Maybe rice, maybe broccoli, maybe sweet potatoes, maybe, a bunch of roasted veggies or something like this. When I ask them what kind of food group that is, this is the plant-based foods. These are plant-based foods. So I'm not pushing them to get rid of meat, get rid of chicken, get rid of eggs, all of these things. I'm just making sure that they also realize the importance of what fruits and veggies do to their body, right? So I make sure that they understand that if they're going to do this, they also need to make sure that they're pairing it with these certain types of foods. Okay.
Now, one of the issues that a lot of people have is they're really great starting out on a program. It's like most people like diets. They start on Monday and they're off it by Thursday, and then they start. So. But once and with working with a trainer or a fitness, it's usually a little longer. But they usually get to a point where all of a sudden they hit a wall, and that's when a lot of people, well, it's not worth it or whatever. They stop going and they start making excuses. So, what are the biggest causes that you see that make people hit that wall, and how do you help them get over it?
Yes. So the 54-year-old woman that I addressed from the beginning, that came from Texas, that wanted to lose the weight, we got into about, I'd say, 2 months of our program, and she just kind of said, you know what, working out is not fun. I don't like it as much as I thought I did. I'm not, super, super motivated right now. And I am a firm believer that when an ailment hits you, there's a deeper reasoning behind this. And in this case, for her, the reason why her motivation had decreased was actually not just the workouts itself, not the diet or anything like this. It was actually because all of her family is in Texas, right? COVID stuff has happened. Her family is separated from her. She's dealing with this stress of not being able to see her family, right? This is what causes a motivation to go, right? Is when these things become an issue for her. So the one thing that we had to do to overcome it is I actually recommended that she have her family, some of her family, do the COVID test and stuff like this during this time, but come see her. And while they came into town, we all worked out together. I did a Zoom call with them. I had her daughter join her on the workout. They worked out together, and this instantly just drew her motivation right back up because she was pushing alongside her daughter. Her daughter left, went back to Texas, and this is what really made her excited again, is knowing that her family was supporting her on this journey of losing this weight and working out and things like this. So I look at it much deeper than just the initial cause of, motivation's gone, right? What kind of stemmed that reason for the motivation to go down? It might not just be the workouts. It might not just be that, the diet's kind of getting boring. There's deeper issues there. And I address this first. I look into it. I ask a lot of questions. I take them off to the side. I really make it personalized. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm your cheerleader. I'm your teacher, educator, whatever you want to call it. But I'm also like really actually a coach. I want to listen to what you have to say. And if you don't want to tell me and you don't feel comfortable with it, I want to make sure that we're at least trying to figure out a way to kind of take a step forward, not 2 steps back.
And then, I always talk about that as understanding the person's why. Because
Exactly.
I want to lose 20 pounds and I want to lose it in 3 months, and then go, why? Well, I got a wedding. Okay. Well, tell me about what's important about the wedding. Well, and then you get at the real reason that's sustainable, as opposed to, because when the wedding's gone, so's the motivation. So what's prompted you to have that gut reaction? I got to do it now. And then it's just a matter of reminding people, going back to, is that why still valid? And if you stop doing what we've been doing, is that why going to change? Are you going to, going to be able to accomplish that why? And if they know, then what's changed? What are the issues? And then, just like you pointed out, especially in today's environment with COVID, there's an awful lot of stress factors, and most of us don't have the same support systems that we used to have, whether it be going to work, going to the, to the gym to socialize. I go to the gym, but I don't talk to anybody. I just nod and stay away and get my workout in, and I'm out of there, because it's a functional thing of working out, but it used to be more social. Don't do that. So those support systems aren't there. The stress, the ongoing stress of the unknown is there. And that affects a lot of people in terms of how they look at wellness and fitness in general. So, yeah, it's good to look underneath what's going on. Speaking of COVID, what are some of the things? I mean, I have some people that say, I'm not going to go to the gym until they have a vaccine, and they still have reservations about whether it's okay to go to a gym or not. For the people that are interested, what is Equilibrium doing to make sure that their members and their clients aren't put in jeopardy by coming to the facility?
Right. So I'd say there's 3 big components to this. The first one is we either wear a mask, or we ask the client if they want to wear a mask, if they feel comfortable with this. We keep ourselves, 6 feet apart as we're trying to do as best as we can, because if they're, out and about, we don't know exactly what they're coming in with. But this is the second part of that, is we make sure that we kind of treat it kind of how much like the basketball season and baseball is going on right now, how they have these little bubbles, right? The people here in Barrington are very good about knowing that Barrington is their little bubble, right? They don't try to go too much outside of this bubble. They don't try to just go out and, go to restaurants and go to bars and things like this. When they go into the gym, they know that they are trying to stay committed to this goal in mind. So they're not trying to go all the way out, in different cities and, get way out there and stuff. So they're just trying to stay central and stay neutralized. And we're making sure that, if we need to take temps, we can take temps. We wear a mask if we want to wear a mask. And the third component is if we have a client using dumbbells. As soon as we're done with the dumbbells, we're using them, we are wiping them, sanitizing them constantly. And this is what we do at the end of the day. We make sure at the beginning of the day, everything's sanitized, wiped down. At the end of the day, everything's sanitized, wiped down. And we're just making sure we keep our distance, right? If there's 2 trainers in the gym at one time, it's me and this client. And then the other trainer, we're in different parts of the gym. We're kind of separated. We're just making sure we do our due diligence while we are trying to stay safe during this environment.
Okay. Now, if there's someone that is considering using a personal trainer and they're kind of on the fence about whether I should or shouldn't, what are some things what recommendations would you give them to try and help them decide whether or not to do a personal trainer, and number 2, how to select the right one for them?
Right. So I look at it like this. I tell everybody that is kind of on the fence is celebrities, athletes, anyone you could think of that has a decent amount of money or no money. They want to know that they can trust in someone, right? They need these results. Celebrities and athletes, they have a lot going on. They have movies to film. They have games to play, practices, everything like this. And while they're doing this, they have the time and the approach and the motivation to have a trainer by their side, helping them along the way. So if athletes can do it and they have the money, and maybe we don't have the money per se, we can figure out a way to make sure that you're still getting the best result, no matter if you're coming once a week, twice a week, or 3 times a week. Everyone could benefit from having a trainer. Everyone can benefit from having, in my instance, every 2 years, we have to get recertified and take a new class to continue in education. So I think this is one of the huge components of this, is making sure every 2 years we're on, and this is not just every 2 years, this is kind of throughout the year too, is new articles, reading new research, doing different analytics and stuff like this, making sure that our clients really understand that we are trying to stay on top of our game. We're trying to get the best information out there, and there's no kind of guesswork for them. They're coming in, they're signing up, they're getting their workout in, they're getting their meal plan or their food, handed to them or something like this. And this eliminates all guesswork. When there's no guesswork involved, it makes it easier to approach this, right? So I say the last thing is, if you're still on the fence, why don't you just ask people around you if they've ever worked with a trainer and see what their experience has been. If their experience hasn't been the best, why, right? If their experience was really good, also why? That way, here in Barrington or wherever city you're at, if you're looking for a trainer, you're looking for these type kind of qualities, right? Someone that's really good about nutrition, someone that's really good about stretching and flexibility, someone that's good with strength training, that can cover all aspects. And this is what I think Equilibrium really brings to the ultimate package here, is we have yoga, we have a registered dietitian in Amy, we have me and her are both nutritionists that can help with creating meal plans for everybody. We have people that are certified in golf, helping people with golf game. We have, a bunch of different modalities that can help people really accomplish whatever kind of they're set out to accomplish. So I think that if they're on the fence, just give us come check us out and just have a conversation with us. This is the simplest thing you could do, is just kind of talk about what you've had an experience before, or what your mindset is about personal training, and why you are looking or even just thinking of the possibility of hiring a personal trainer.
So you're open to having someone come in and quote unquote interview you to see if there's a fit?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think this is the way that it makes it more comfortable for them. And I feel so comfortable just, having just a regular conversation. I really am really good, I think, at building relationships with clients and just anybody. And I think that as long as they can come in and have a conversation with me about what they're looking for and what, if we can help them in some way or fashion, I would rather have this conversation than have this ultimate thing of, I got to sell them on personal training, or, it's do or die kind of thing when they come in. It's no, let's have a conversation, see what you're looking for, see if we can help you.
That makes us a lot of sense. And the recommendation I always give people, I said, meet the trainer, because part of it is a chemistry thing. Do I relate to what he's about or she's about? And do I feel comfortable being somewhat vulnerable, because you're going to talk about things you don't do well and you want to do better. And so if you hold back from a trainer, you're not going to get the full benefit from a trainer. And so the best thing you can do is, if you can face-to-face, if you want to do it by Zoom, by phone, it still have that dialogue to find out if there's a right fit. Because the right fit will make a tremendous difference in anybody's life. I've never known anybody that didn't get benefit if they have the right fit with a trainer. And so I think that's a great point to make. So if people want to get a hold of you and get more information about you and Equilibrium, where would they go, Shawn?
So we can access Equilibrium on equilibriumfit.com. This is the website to also get the address. We're located at 860 Northwest Highway here in Barrington. The gym is right down that road off of 14. You'll see it, right, big sign there. I'm always in there. I can also be reached through personal cell phone. I have this. And then also if you go onto nutrition and meal plans under equilibriumfit.com, you can go under either Amy's website or my website, and there's a possibility to reach out to us for food too. We both prepare food for people or meal plans. So this is another approach that they can also, and if they have any questions, they can also email us at info@equilibriumfit.com.
Great. Well, Shawn, I want to thank you so much for sharing your information and your insight, and most of all, your passion about what you do. So again, thank you, and you have a great day.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
You've been listening to Never Too Late for Fitness Radio, hosted by Phil Ferris. To learn more about the guests or resources on our show today, or to listen to past episodes, go to nevertoolateforfitness.com.